We spend so much of our lives looking sideways at what others have, at who they've become, at how far they seem to be ahead. But comparison doesn't just steal joy, it steals clarity. It blurs the mirror until you forget what your own reflection looks like. Every scroll, every glance, every moment you measure yourself against another life, you trade a little piece of your peace for nothing. You weren't meant to live someone else's timeline. You were meant to live your truth. But somewhere along the way, we started grading ourselves on someone else's report card, and it's exhausting, isn't it? Always trying to catch up with a version of someone you don't even know. You win a little, you feel good. Then someone else wins bigger, and you feel small again. That's the trap. It never ends. Because comparison doesn't have a finish line, only fatigue. There will always be someone ahead of you, just as there will always be someone behind. But neither defines your worth. The only race that matters is the one between who you were yesterday and who you're becoming today. Think about this. A flower never looks at the one next to it and asks, "Am I blooming enough?" It just turns toward the light and grows. Yet humans, we stare at other gardens and doubt our own soil. We scroll through feeds of filtered lives, forgetting that highlight reels aren't the full movie. We see confidence online and mistake it for happiness. We see beauty and assume it means peace. We see success and believe it means fulfillment. But here's the truth: no filter can hide. You cannot copy someone else's peace and expect it to fit your soul. Every soul has its own frequency. Every journey has its own tempo. You lose your rhythm when you start dancing to someone else's song. And that's how identity dies. Not in a single moment, but in small exchanges. A little piece of yourself traded for a little more validation. A small compromise here. A quiet imitation there. Until one day, you wake up performing instead of living. You forget what used to excite you. You forget what used to move you. You forget that the applause you're chasing might be drowning out your own inner voice. The thief of joy doesn't always come loud. Sometimes it whispers, "Look at them. Why not you? What's wrong with you?" And those whispers grow louder the more you listen. But what if you stopped listening? What if you turned the noise into silence and finally heard yourself again? You'd realize that the thing you've been comparing was never meant to compete, because no two stories begin with the same ink. Your struggles, your losses, your wins, they're all brushstrokes in a painting no one else can make. And comparison? It's like trying to repaint your masterpiece to look like someone else's. Here's a truth most people never say out loud. Envy is often admiration you haven't understood yet. When you see something in someone that moves you, a skill, a grace, a light, it's not to make you feel small. It's to remind you what's possible. That's the healthy side of comparison. Inspiration. It's when admiration becomes imitation that your story begins to fade. So how do you take your identity back? You pause. You breathe. You stop scrolling and start living. You ask yourself, what am I chasing? Belonging or becoming? Because belonging to yourself will always be worth more than being liked by everyone else. Reclaim your pace. Reclaim your definition of success. Maybe success for you isn't viral. Maybe it's quiet, consistent, peaceful. Maybe it's not about being seen, but about being centered. The world will always tempt you to compare, but peace will always invite you to return. And every time you return, you'll remember something sacred. You were never in competition. You were in creation. The version of you that's blooming deserves your full attention. The version of you that's growing deserves your patience. And the version of you that's healing deserves your kindness. Don't forget to turn the key, because every time you stop comparing and start becoming, you unlock a joy that no algorithm can take away. And if this message spoke to you, like, share, and subscribe, not for the numbers, but to pass the key forward. Leave your reflection in the comments below, because your story might be the reminder someone else needs today.